I'd like to tie for you a extended body mayfly. At the moment on the device I have needle pin, and I'm going to use that to build extended body. For the tail I'm going to use 2 hairs of this deer hair clump here. I'm going to put some head cement on the needle. Then line the tips and put the deer hair on the top of the needle, like this. Dubbing I'm going to use is natural color, natural dubbing in olive color, and I'm going to pluck out some of the hairs and dab them on the needle. Now this is the messy part, because it would be way easier to do that on a rotary vise. I don't have one, so I need to do that manually, but it does the trick. So you need to keep twisting your dubbing on with adding more head cement. That helps you to build a nice shaped body. Now, depending on the size of the hook you're going to use to make this fly, you will decide how thick this body you want to be. I'm going to use size 18 dry fly hook, so I don't really need this body to be too thick. I'm going to add a little bit more. And that will be good enough. Use your 4 fingers to gently slide everything off the needle, and then make a little bend in this body, just like a natural mayfly, like this, and set it on the side to dry. Now, as I said, I'm going to use size 18 dry fly hook by Masthead, and I'm going to use my pliers to pinch the barb. That's good. Put the hook on the vise. thread I'm going to use is olive 6/0 unit thread. I'm going to start my thread and I'm going to stop at the tip of the hook. Now extended body is pretty dry already, so I'm going to roughly measure that and tie that on the top of the hook shank. I'm going to give a couple of wraps under the body, and what that does, it locks everything in place so it doesn't move back and forth. Now I can trim off this excess with an angle and tie everything down nice and tight. Now for the wing I'm going to use some of polar bear here. I have here not too much. Now you can use whatever you like. You can use calf's tail, you can use CDC feather or whatever you like. I like this polar bear, it's really nice colored and it floats good. Pull out all under fur. I'm going to put that under the shank and fold up like this, and I'm going to tie that down with a thread, few wraps in front, few wraps in behind, and that will be locked in place. With a nice little taper behind the head. Now that's where the hackle is going to be. And advance my thread back. I want to dab just a little bit more. I'm going to use the same dabbing I use for the for extended body. I'm going to dab that on my thread. Just tiny little noodle, and I'm going to dab that behind the wing because I want to hide the thread where I tied the body on, like this, and that's good. Now for the hackle I'm going to use this feather that I'm going to pluck off the cape. It's kind of yellow greenish color. I'm going to take the feather from the bottom of the cape. They are smallest there. We don't need a big feather for such a small fly. I'm going to cut the fluffy part and cut a few fibers of the stem at the bottom, and I'm going to tie that with a couple of wraps behind the wing, and then the rest in front of the wing and tie that down tight. I'm gonna stop right behind the eye. I'm going to take my hackle pliers, pinch that feather. I'm going to make 2, maybe 3 wraps in behind the wing, and then 2, maybe 3 wraps in front of the wing. With such a small feather you need to be gentle because it breaks off really easy. Couple of wraps to secure everything in place, and I can pull that off. Pull everything back. And clean that top with a thread. That will be good enough. Already built a little head. I will give a whip finish. Three wraps is enough. Make sure everything is nice and tight. Now I can cut the thread. Trim off the wing post just a little bit higher than the hackle, and give it a whip finish. Give it a drop of head cement. Like so. And I'm going to run this piece of feather through the eye, just to make sure that there is no head cement in the eye of the hook. And here we have extended body mayfly. I hope you liked my video. I thank you for watching, and tight lines.